Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I created this pastel leopard nail set. Animal print is having a comeback. Leopard, zebra, croc, all that kind of stuff. They kind of went out of fashion for a while, animal print, but it's coming back. So to celebrate, I'm going to do this leopard nail set and throwing in some pastels into the mix to give it a bit more of a summery vibe. So I start by putting down a color on each of the nails. I don't remember what colors I showed over here on the screen, so I'm just going to list everything down in the description box just to make sure, because I don't remember what I showed. Then I am going to use also this brown, this light brown color, because leopards are multiple shades of browns and yellowy browns and stuff like that, so I just added in a bit of brown to ground the look out. And I do 2 coats on all the nails because pastels tend to be a bit sheer, they don't always have the best pigment. And now on 2 of the nails, I am going to do this kind of like diagonal French tip over here with the brown that we used on the full nail before. And of course I do 2 coats of this as well. As you can see, it's a pretty sheer color and that blue was quite strongly pigmented, so do 2 coats of that as well. And now going in with the leopard, going in with a matte top coat first. I do nail art on matte top coat typically because I find on a shiny top coat it actually can kind of like slip around and kind of get away from you. So I prefer doing nail art on matte top coat. It kind of just sticks and grips to the nail better and doesn't get away from you so much. So over here, I put out all the colors on this palette and I'm just going in with a dotting tool and creating these random spots with all the different colors, kind of just placing them randomly. And what I love about the leopard leopard print is that it's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Leopard spots are all different sizes, all different shapes, they're random, and that's what makes this design really easy because you don't need to be perfect. If anything, it looks better if it's not too perfect. So if you're just starting with nail art or just starting with animal print and you don't really know where to start and you're kind of intimidated with like certain patterns that could just be a bit much, start with a leopard print. It's really easy, and making it imperfect is what actually makes it look even better. And while I was doing this, I had so many thoughts running through my mind with all of these different pastel colors. I was thinking of Fruity Pebbles, I was thinking of sprinkles on ice cream, and also I was thinking about the Flintstones, probably because of the Fruity Pebbles. And I was just thinking about food, and this just looked like, when I was at this point, at this stage, it kind of looked like sprinkles on melted ice cream, and I was hungry thinking about all of that. And when I was a kid, actually, Fruity Pebbles was kind of like a special cereal. We didn't get to eat it often. It was kind of saved for like the weekends and stuff. Was that something that you had growing up in your house too? Did you have to like save special or sugary cereals for the weekends or for special occasions, or did you eat that on a regular basis? Because in our household, it was definitely a special occasion type of cereal. And now that that's all done, I'm going in with the dotting tool again and just using some of the black to create kind of like outlines and circles around the pastel dots over here, kind of taking inspiration from real leopards. Not that their spots are not always full, they're not always complete. Sometimes they have random little squiggles of dots and stuff that are not fully filled in. So just kind of like making random marks here around the pastel dots, and then kind of filling in over here. You can see tiny little dots because sometimes leopards have those tiny little spots of like, you know, dots that are going to emerge into something eventually. So there we have it. As you can see, it's a really easy design to do, and it's really just like, it's fun, it's easy, it's not difficult to do, and it's just a great way to start with animal print. And now that I'm thinking about it again, I'm thinking about food and ice cream, and I could definitely go for an ice cream right now. It just feels so summery, this set, and I am really happy I went with the pastel. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do pastel or if I wanted to keep it a little bit more realistic, but something about the pastel, it just, I don't know, makes me think of like those Lisa Frank characters. Do you remember Lisa Frank with all those rainbow hats and unicorns and stuff like that? That's what this kind of made me think of, and it was just a lot of fun. So over here, I'm going to do a double French tip. So I start with the green and kind of creating a French tip here. And if any of you have ever struggled with doing a French tip, you know that sometimes you really just kind of have to get your face right in there to like see what you're doing. So I tried to do as much as I could on camera, but at some point I was just like, I need this right up in my face so I could see what I'm doing. So I think for like the second coat and for the second French tip where I kind of needed to perfect things a bit. I kind of did that off camera because I really need to get my face in there. But yeah, I mean, French tips are just like something that takes a lot of practice, and you can see I'm like constantly going back in to fix it up and turning the nail this way and that till I get it perfect. It's definitely a struggle and definitely something I still need to work on, but I think I did a pretty good job. Not to toot my own horn, but I have struggled with French ever since the beginning. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. If you struggle with French also, just know that it's just about practice and finding the right brush that works for you. I like this thin long brush because you kind of don't need to move the product around too much. The length of the brush kind of helps do the work for you, but I know some people like a more squared brush or a French brush. They do make French brushes, like French tip brushes, that are cut in the way to help you make a French design. So it's definitely something that like I still struggle with, and something that sometimes is not very easy to do on camera. So here is the French nail after I kind of fixed it up off camera, and I wanted to do more of the spots to kind of tie it in with the rest of the nails. So I'm going in creating more leopard spots, but I am not doing it in purple or in green or yellow because those are the kind of like the other colors. I use the other colors aside for that, for those colors. And now I'm going in with the black to just kind of create that line, and I made spaces between because I do want to add some gems there. So now for the two diagonal French tips, I pulled in this silver gel and kind of like creating an outline between the two colors. I find that when you have two colors next to each other, putting some sort of like neutral divider between them, like a white or a gray or a silver or glitter, something like that, just kind of like enhances it. And again, for this art, I don't want it to be perfect. I kind of want it to be jaggedy. You can see over here, I kind of made the line a little bit too perfect, and I actually go in and purposely mess it up a little bit to kind of give it an imperfect feel. This is a look that it's not made to be straight lines. It's made to feel like there's kind of some sort of movement over there. And then for the French tip over here, like I said before, I left space between the nail spots, and I'm going to put in some crystals that I had. I had some crystals in pastel colors, and I kind of just wanted to add bling because I like fun, interesting designs, and I just wanted to add a little bit more interest to these nails. So over here, I'm just popping in a couple of these pastel stones between the leopard spots. And flash curing. And then I decided, this was kind of like last minute, I wasn't planning on doing the silver on this nail as well. But like I said, just kind of putting a neutral barrier between colors kind of just helps bring the colors to life, and it helps it make it look a bit more vibrant. I kind of noticed that like the pastel purple and yellow were kind of just like blending into each other a little bit, and it just didn't really look very sharp. So I wanted to add some silver there to help finish that off. And then on this nail, like I said, I just love bling, and I like having some sort of sparkle to a nail. So over here, I created a crystal placement here on my plate, and I'm just going to place it down here on the nail. This doesn't really have much to do with leopards. I just wanted to add a little bit of sparkle, and I also added some of those stones, those pastel stones that I used on the French nail as part of the design over here. I kind of just wanted to add a little bit of glitter, and then going in with a top coat to finish it all off. I think the set would have looked really nice in matte as well. Sometimes I like doing matte over a lot of nail art. I think it can kind of just make the art pop a little bit more. But I decided to go for shiny on this one, and I really love how this set came out. Let me know if you would have done it matte or if you like it shiny. Do you prefer matte or shiny nails in general? Which one is like the one that you tend to reach for or tend to go for on the daily? And when doing top coat around a crystal placement, make sure not to get any of the top coat on the crystals. It will cure dull, and the top coat will kind of create a very cloudy surface. You want to be very careful going around the crystals very gently. And here is the final set. I love how they came out. I'm thinking about ice cream. And let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!